Today's collectible spot, we are having a look at the NECA Toys, the Friday the 13th Jason Mask Prop Replica. To be more exact, this is based on the classic Nintendo video game appearance, so of course the mask of Jason is going to be more bluish than the regular traditional ivory or white color that we've seen him in. It is indicated that this is not a toy. It also glows in the dark, which is pretty cool. Down below, we've got the box art there of the Friday the 13th NES game. I like also that the interior, as you can see there, of where the mask is situated, that the interior looks like the cottages or the cabins that you walk into when you may first encounter Jason. Of course, unless you encounter him on the pathway. I really like that. I like the presentation. So points right off the bat for presentation. The top of the box, we can flip down right there. You've got Friday the 13th, again, based on the classic 1989 video game appearance. Also, again, glows in the dark. Spin around the side of the package, you've got more of that video game box art. And it looks like also that they've taken the box artwork from the figure release. As you can see that they've added that artificial wear and tear on the side of the box. And then for the back, you got nothing. That's all you got. Just the straps and the mask itself. To check out more, though, from the folks over at NECA Toys, you can go to www.necaonline.com. Spot's going to take himself a break and get this opened up. When we come back, though, we're going to get a better look at the NECA Toys Friday the 13th Jason Mask Prop Replica from Friday the 13th, the video game. There's more heading your way, guys. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Okay, so now that we've got it out of packaging, let's get a better look at the NES Jason Replica Mask. Now, the replica mask itself, if it does bear some striking resemblance maybe to another mask that we had to look at, let's just reach off camera, because in fact it is the exact same mask that NECA has already released as the Friday the 13th Part 3 replica mask. Same mold, they've taken the same exact mold, which really, if you look at it, it's not that far off as if you were to say, well, they've just simply reused the mold. That's kind of cheap. Well, not really, because the NES Jason figure release, if you remember that NES Jason was a repaint of the NES, well, of the Friday the 13th Part 3 Jason Voorhees. So the idea of replicating this mask to this mask and reusing the same mold makes some sense, if you ask me. Because there is really no discerning look and specific movie comparison to how Jason appears in the video game, he is basically his own entity. He doesn't really look like one specific Friday movie. So for that reason, it makes sense, and that doesn't bother me all that much. But the mask itself, other than just being an exact mold, that's about where the differences stop. Yes, the straps are exactly the same on the back as well, but they've given it a fresh coat of paint, being this very pale frosted blue. It's extremely light in color. Feel like it could have been maybe just a little bit darker as opposed to the coloring that it comes across as. We'll just move the mask out of the way here, because again, we've already had a look at it. The mask itself, though, is a very light blue, and mentioning before, I wish it was just a little bit darker. Even comparing it to the Jason figure, the figure itself has a darker colored mask. On the inside, though, you can flip it around the side, the little strap, and we've got NECA, www.necaonline.com. Everything about it, though, is exactly the same to the original Friday the 13th mask that we've had a look at. The straps are also in the same way. The fasteners are also in the same place. It does bear also the same thickness. It's a very thick feeling mask. Material-wise, it does feel like it's still like a plastic, although it's got this film, which you probably can or cannot make out. Maybe I can show you right there. If you look at like the nose area, they've almost kind of given it like a dusted paint feel to it, where it feels almost like not chalky, not powdery, because there's no residual actually coming off of it, but it feels like it's got a coating to it as opposed to it just being a slick plastic. You could technically wear it, but it is a heavier mask as well. If you compare it to some of the Jason replica masks that we've had a look at, those masks are a lot lighter in contrast. So I think this is something that you might be able to get away with wearing, but might be more suitable for just displaying on a shelf, or displaying, if you can really get one of those black mannequin faces, and then you could put the mask on that. I think that's probably the best way to present it, and likely a route that I might be going down the road with. But it's not a bad looking mask. You know, again, you have to look at it, and this one's a little bit easier, I think, to not nitpick, because like the Friday the 13th 3 mask that we had to look at doesn't quite fit an accurate presentation, I think, of how the mask should look in Friday the 13th Part 3. I mean, obviously, you can look at it and say, well, the chevron's in the wrong place, the painting is not quite right on the nose, it's not accurate based on this scene, it's not accurate based on that scene. I think NES Jason's mask can get away a little bit easier. Granted, I feel like the paint could be just a little bit different. The blue comes across, I think, a little too on the light side. There's a greenish blue color tinge to it. But I think you can still get away with it a little bit more because you're only comparing it to a video game. It's not a bad looking mask though, and it's cool as much as the NES Jason figure was cool. It's neat that NECA took the time to release this. Personally, I'm a huge fan of NES Jason, as you probably have seen in these videos. I collect everything I can on NES Jason. Just absolutely love the design of the character. The purple outfit, the very, again, frosted blue face mask. It's a different look for Jason, and that's one thing I really like about it. So I'm really thankful, actually, that NECA did release this. It's a little bit more accurate, again, because you're getting a more primary color to Jason. You don't have to nitpick, you know, oh, it didn't look like this, it didn't look like that. At the end of the day, this is a replica mask based on an 8-bit character released from a 1989 game. And for that, I do thank NECA for taking the time to release this. As certainly a cost saving for a collector out there, these masks are a lot more reasonable in price versus more high-end replica masks that we've also looked at on this channel. So if you want some Jason masks and maybe while it's a little bit tight, you can go the route of NECA, which are much more affordable in price. Today's collectible spot, though, we were having a look at the Friday the 13th 1989 video game appearance. This was the Jason Voorhees replica mask. Stay tuned, guys. Spot's going to have more collectible spots heading your way. As always, thanks for watching. See you next time. Actually, there was one other thing that Spot forgot to do when we had a look at this mask, and that's the fact that it glows in the dark. So what we're going to do, let's see if we got some juice going into the mask here. We're going to cut the lights and see if it works. And it does. I don't know if hopefully the camera's picking it up, but it does glow. Obviously, results may vary. The more you get lamp light onto it, the brighter it will glow. But it does glow, actually, a rather nice green, which would probably also explain why the coloring of the mask is a little bit lighter, which would also explain why the mask feels like it's got almost a dusting to it, because it has the glow in the dark. Yeah, Spot couldn't have done it true justice without getting the glow in the dark feature. I almost completely forgot about showing off the glow in the dark. But all around, not a bad mask, like I said, for a cost saving, more reasonably priced mask. It's not bad. And the fact that you can also get the Jason NES style presented here in a mask form, not all that bad, I have to admit. Just want to tack this part on the end of the video because I knew somebody was going to say, Spot, you forgot the glow in the dark. But no, I didn't. No, I didn't. See you guys next time.